Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Friday morning, and we will start the week as usual. We'll just have a look at the monthly stats so far, and this morning on the overnight session, a couple of us in the room traded some of the overnight draws, which have been just phenomenal for the past couple of weeks. And I never know when the overnight session is going to be worth trading, but all you can do is set the levels and play them until they break. But the reason why I think personally the overnight has been good for a couple months now is purely just because of the reversal that we've had. And I think if your big boys are long from those levels, they don't really have to worry about trading the RTH session. That's why, in my opinion, we haven't had crazy moves on the RTH. The ATRs have been getting really, really tight, and they have been completing the following day on the overnight. So that's my theory anyway. And like I say, we've still not had an ATR bar up on the daily yet to confirm any reversal of trend. So without further ado, we'll just look at the monthly stats. Like I say, we've just broken 100k on the month, which is just, it's incredible. So I will just quickly get my Top Step accounts up so you can see. But I still have 24k that I'm waiting for to be sent to me payout wise, and then I've got another 25k which will be ready next week as long as I get 3 more days. So I need Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I should be able to do a payout Wednesday after the bell. So you can see on my XFA, I posted this on Facebook as well and Twitter, but you can see the stats. This is on 5 of the accounts. Okay, so it's the same. But these are the stats on the accounts, and you can see my payout, first payout was available on Monday the 16th. I requested it, locked my accounts, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, this is the payout I'm waiting for. The 24k I'm waiting for. And then these accounts are now ready for their next 5k per payout per account. So I've actually it's only taken me 2 days. Yeah, because you got 2.5, 2.4. So, and bear in mind, I am trading heavy size on this, 3 to 6 minis. So, you know, heavy size. Not typically what I would do on stream in terms of size, but happy to risk that, you know, just because I'm happy to allow that risk. But they will be ready on Thursday next week. Oh, no, sorry, Wednesday next week, okay? So 3 more days, and then that will be 15 days. I'm probably going to go down to micros just for the next couple of weeks because I'm on an absolute tear, and I just don't want to I don't want to have one bad trade and just ruin it. So but these are the stats on the week on the month so far, and if we just look on the NQ, so you can see I haven't done any charting this morning at all on the PC. But what is incredible are all of your accounts prop in your totals. No, so you've got my TradeMate account on there, which is the personal, and then you've also got 2 My Funded Futures accounts as well. So that's all of them on there as a combination. So on NQ, interestingly, for those who paid attention yesterday, look at that, guys, look at that reaction. Does anyone know what this blue line is from? And if no one knows, I'm going to end the stream. And I'm not going to trade today. Yes. NQ Trader ATR range from yesterday. That was your ATR range from yesterday. We mapped those levels out, and you can see those levels to the downside and those levels to the upside, right? Pretty insane how accurate we have, yeah, Julian, we have come up into those levels. So how do we know that? How did we know that? We planned this yesterday, right? We planned this yesterday, and we came right to that 780s target, right? Right to that level. Yeah, right to that target. So the extension that I traded on the overnight today was a micro long down here. There's a micro halfway back, which traded at basically after the open at 9 p.m. and it went all the way to its negative 100. We traded a same anchor new high, also a halfway back. So again, you've got two start of the moves, and this is all I traded this morning. So that's where my anchor comes from, if you're wondering. And it completes. I mean, this is, again, I don't control when these levels trade, but they're just ATR up, 25 minutes, pretty much completes target. ATR to and through, goes into the next extension, trades, complete, ATR up, ATR up, ATR up, ATR up, like just insane. Insane. So yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden the levels are being just so much cleaner on the ETH. We then actually went into a high to high, which you'll see in a second, which traded. Okay, and you can take any of these extensions, right? Traded the halfway back, and if there's any that you don't understand, just let me know and we'll go over it. Halfway back, just look. This is the extension I traded. This is the 50. I risked the 62. Look at the accuracy on this. Is why I was using 6 minis, because I was basically just risking 5 points, and it went for 29. I didn't take the full. I took off at 7. I can't even remember my target now. It was, in fact, I think it was way before this. It was 706s. So it might have been in this move here. It was on this high. It was on this same anchor new high, and I sold into 706s here. So I sold into that ATR, which is these equal highs. This I didn't trade. This I locked my accounts. But this was your high to high. Traded the 23 within 25 minutes. Look how technical. High to high bid. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes it completes. If an extension completes within 25 minutes, I would imagine we're going to go full completion. What did we just do? We've just completed full completion of that negative 100, which is the ATR high from yesterday. And what happens as soon as we do that? Again, look how accurate this is. Beautiful. Entry, 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 exit, exit, exit. All with a 5-point stop. We never ever came down to the stop for 5 points, and this went all the way for 59 points, 60 points. Pretty incredible, guys. Pretty incredible. And I will take those trades because, again, the daily is bullish. So I'm happy to take those trades. Again, none of the extensions broke in this whole move. So, but Callum, this is aggressive. Again, none of the extensions broke. So there's no 62 trade in any of this. So again, that's why I'm happy to take those trades. Now, of course, we have completed the ATRs from yesterday, and we have completed the negative 100, and we have just broken the high to high. So what I do in that situation is get rid of my draws, and I go to the higher time frame analysis, and we go on the daily just to start. And I'm just going to get rid of all of my fibs. All of my fibs. So the only things I have on my chart is the ATR ranges from yesterday, and I'm just going to draw the new fibs on my chart that I'm going to pay attention to, right? And you can do this with me. Okay, you can do this with me. Remember, we are still in trend. We are still inside this extension from the 23rd of May. It did complete on the 24th of June, so a whole month trade. And we still have targets above us, of course, at 23 100s and just under 24s. Okay, what do we do in that area if we're not long from this 38? Well, we either go into a high to high, or we will look for that same anchor new high extension. Okay, so this was one of your most aggressive draws, and again, this is lining up very nicely with yesterday's ATR lows. Okay, so maybe we get a pullback. Maybe we get a pullback. But we do not short uptrends. We do not short uptrends. Okay, so we wait for that pullback. ATR reversal bar. ATR reversal bar on the half an hour after the daily ATR completion, after that micro halfway back, full negative 100. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. And that's just completed its target. That ATR reversal bar, this is not lagging. Guys, if you haven't got the indicators, get the indicators. This is not lagging. This was a full rebalance and a full negative 100 completion, 57 points. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Not something I would take because, again, I don't short uptrends, but if you don't mind shorting uptrends, that was a trade. So that is the high so far in the overnight session. Going back into this week of where we've come, just to show you the extensions I'm paying attention to. Obviously, we traded the 61% on Monday, and at some point we will come full halfway back, which will line up with these levels that I still have marked on my screen. That will be 22,260s, same sort of levels as we marked yesterday for the deep discount. And that is currently 400 points below. Now, if we look at the daily HRs, if we look at the HRs for the day so far, we can see where or how far we would need to go and if that's in range for the day. Okay, so this is the half an hour time frame. This is that kind of area that I'd be looking for. And again, this lines up with the high to high. See how amazing that is? That high to high that I just drew on the daily lines up really nicely with the draw I just did on the lower time frame on the weekly. Look at that, beautiful. 61, 61, 50, 50, 50. Now, I can just take that daily off and I can just go for the lower. I mean, I can have both of them on and just use these as zones, right? They're like 13 points of difference between them. So I'm just going to keep the daily on there for context. And what I will do is I will draw a full weekly halfway back. Reason being is I really, really, really want to see. I really want to see like this area here get traded. Reason being is because this is all these highs from a while ago. So I would love to get a pullback down to 21,200. That would be really, really nice. Again, whether we get it, we will get it at some point. So it's just about being patient and just set an alert. That will trade at some point. It's just when it trades. Just bear with me, sorry, whilst I just delete. Because our extensions move each day, you have to constantly, obviously, up your alerts. So these are the alerts I have on my screen. Feel free to take screenshots and chart this alongside me. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else that I would pay attention to. I'm going to just now look at the I'm going to look at the ATRs on the day. So currently we're traded 130, let's call it, and we've got another 200 points. This has been the same every single day this week. 200 points. Literally the whole look. This was yesterday, 200 points. Today we have 330 and we've traded 120, we've traded 130. So we have 200 points again. Does anyone remember back a couple of weeks ago when we were a couple of months ago when we were getting 200, 300.5 minute candles? Again, if you align your expectations up with the ATR, you will never be disappointed, right? So again, easy day. Set and forget. So these are going to be your levels. What's up, C Money? My fib settings, if you're not in the room, they're fairly basic. So there's nothing actually sexy about my fib settings. What is sexy and what is unique is how I use the fibs, okay? I don't even use those, but they're my fib settings. Okay, what if it keeps going down and you add and you don't get out? That's why you use stops. If you were in the room, you would know I've done a full analysis on my yearly stops in every single trade I've taken this year. And my stops on average are 30, I think it's 38 to 41 points. In fact, let's put that on the screen right now. Guys, if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. This is the whole analysis of my trades for the whole year. You can't argue this. You're talking 5 red days in the whole year. These are my stats. These are my stats. You are infinite. These are my stats. Okay, 36, 90% profitable trades have an AME, maximum exertion, maximum something exertion, can't remember the A, 51 points or less, okay? Okay, this is pretty much what I said it as. 80% of the time, I'm within 36 points. So asking a question like, what if it goes down and you keep on adding? Wrong sort of question to ask, right? You have ATM stops. You should never have to worry about stocks going down if you're long. Move on to the next trade. Essentially. So again, ATR ranges for the day. Sorry, I'm just taking this. This is taking long. ATR for the day. Technically, we have to use the overnight low for now. So 200 points to the downside. $200 points to the downside is what you have to expect today. And to the upside. Do not be shocked if someone says to me, Callum, we've come down to 22,450. I wasn't expecting that today. Well, guess what? You should have been expecting it. Callum, we've come up to 22,000. Call it 22,000, 23,000. I wasn't expecting it. I got stopped out. I was shorting the market. Again, you should have been expecting it. That is within range today. If you line your expectations up with the ATRs, you will not be disappointed. I will say that until it is ingrained in all of our minds. How does the overnight open high-low work in your strategy? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not a part of my strategy. I just have them on there so I know where the levels are, because I'm fairly dyslexic. And I don't know where the open is, so I have to have them on my screen. So there's your ATRs for the day. Do not be surprised if we get inside those ranges, okay? What I am going to do is move them from yesterday. So yesterday, those ranges seem to have gone. I deleted all my charts. I deleted all the drawings. It's fine. So this is your range for the day. Okay, high and low. Okay. I will do the RTH on Zoom when we go live on Zoom after. Okay. But that is your day ATRs. Okay. And any other extensions on the RTH that I'll be paying attention to will be as follows. Okay. For those degenerates out there that have to take a trade, the only thing I would be interested in, I don't even know if let's have a look. Yeah, so we still haven't even traded. We still haven't even traded. Ooh. Ooh, that lines up nice. That lines up nice. Okay. Again, I'm not going to short this, but geez, if we get a move down to the overnight open, is that right? That's wrong. I was gonna say, geez. Whenever you switch to RTH, the overnight drawings always get miscalculated. So I was gonna say, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, so that's wrong. But that's the level. So that is your ATR for the day, and that is also one of the most aggressive pullbacks for the long on the RTH session. So if you do come down to 22,460, it's going to be a cheap discount long. Again, sometimes I pick up 5p coins from the floor as well, right? Maybe I'll take it. Okay. And the only other trade on the RTH that still is in play will be from the traditional that traded on Tuesday. And that is still in play, meaning it hasn't yet broken. Right. It's gone all the way to its negative 23. And you have you have a potential entry in this zone here. But I'm not even gonna have that on my screen, because it's pretty much meaningless to me. There's nothing else that I would want to be trading in that area. So yeah, that is all you have in terms of longs. It's pretty much going to be 22,460 is going to be your cheap discount long. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. 23 completion. 23 ATR reversal up, completion into the 62, reversal down. You broke the high to high, so it's like, yeah, I don't want that. That's the thing. That would have been very, very juicy, but the fact that lines up with nothing for me you would have to come full same Mankanu high. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna have to just wait for 460s. 460s is going to be the clean entry. It's 200 points below, which is your daily ATR on the day. So this has been the same all week, and it isn't always the same like this. So your levels each day will change, but this week pretty much every one of my potential longs have lined up with extreme discount on the day, which is a cheap trade, which is not, you're not always buying in line with the market trend on that day. So you would have to have a bit of a puke in order to get any longs down here. And in terms of previous day highs, previous day's lows, you're going to be, let me just mark that on the second chart. You're going to be quite close. Mark that. You're going to be quite close. Where does it line up with? Yesterday's RTH low. So you're going against trend. So tricky. What a bizarre RTH session. I mean, the only thing you can do is go draw to the overnight high. 520s. Yeah, 520s. That's all I'm going to draw. But geez, it's, cheap trade. But that's all I'm going to have. 520s and yeah, 520s, and then I will draw the RTH on there as well. So there's two draws, RTH and ETH. See which one bids. But they aren't, in my opinion, overly sexy. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that, and I'm just gonna draw to the RTH high. So just give me a second. So that there will go to yesterday's high. And I'm just going to put that in these kind of lines, dashed lines, so I know what that is. So 470s is like a super, super discount, picking up pennies from the floor. 520s is kind of like B tier. That is all I have. Anything else, you ask me about along in any of this other price action, nothing. Okay, nothing. Again, it's been an incredible month. I'm up over 100k this month, and I don't need to trade this action, right? I don't need to trade this action. So if we get the pullbacks down to reasonable levels, I will bid them. But if you just continue to grind sideways or up with no pullbacks, then there is nothing to do. Okay. So hopefully that was useful. Again, apologies for the slow week on the RT8 session. Unfortunately, I can't control the levels of where they trade. Is Top Step your favorite prop firm? They are for now. But that will soon change. But yeah, other than that, guys, I will jump on Zoom and we will get trading live on Zoom. If you aren't on the top tier membership, click the link in the description below and you can join on the 7-day trial. I will see you all on Monday for you guys on